So, what we discussed yesterday,
This meeting is being recorded.
yes, what we discussed yesterday, data types in TypeScript, and we have finished all the primitive data types. Now we have to discuss something about. Good morning, Pragyandeep. So today we are going to discuss about object data type. Okay. So if you know how to create an object or what is an object, what is an object? Store value of what? Is this mouse a object? How? How a mouse can be object? It is an instance of class. Okay. What is instance? Collection of objects. Class is a collection of object and object is instance of class. So you are just mixing two definition and then A to B, B to A. How you will best define the object? Collection of key and value pair. Okay. So is this mouse an object? What are the key and value pairs of this? Yes, that is the thing here. Key is a, say it loudly please. Type, type of the key. Akhil, you can't hear anything, then do one thing. Either check your internet connection or if you are connecting your headsets, just try to reconnect it. Am I audible to all guys? Just ping me if I'm audible properly. So this is the answer given by Siva that it is a real-time entity and that is the actual answer for it. Okay. So let me discuss about it. We are not going into the programming world. In real life, what is object? Object is something which exists in real world. And if something is existing in real world, it had some properties, right? Now let's say there is a mouse on my desk. Okay. Now this mouse is existing in the world. It is a physical thing or it had some existence. Now how many properties it can have? Manufacturer, company it can have. Company it can have, right? Type it can have, like what is the type? Is it wired mouse or wireless mouse? It may be having its working also. If it is wireless, it will directly work with the CPU. If it is wireless, then it will work with batteries, right? So these are the properties of mouse. So how we best define the objects is objects are the entities. Objects are the entities that exists in real world. That exists in real world. Now we, for classes, we say that classes are the group of objects or the collection of objects, and then we reverse the definition. Object is the instance of class. Is it not confusing? Right? So now let me tell you one thing. What is object actually? Object means something that is existing in real world. Now let's suppose a case, you are sitting in your home and your father said to you that go to market and buy me fruits. At the same time, your mother said that go to market and buy vegetables. Now, how many objects you have? Two objects. First object is to buy fruits and another object is to buy vegetables. Now, this is also a real time thing because it's existence, right? It is existing. Now, the case is if that particular object is existing in the world, what are their properties? Properties are the type of fruit, like what you want to buy, apple, banana, papaya, date, what you want. Then price of that particular fruit, this is also property. Then it comes to quantity. Let's say you are buying 1 kg of apple, you are buying 1 kg of potato, that is called property. Now object are the entities that exist in real world. Example is that particular thing. Now why we are saying that classes are the group of objects? Because what is the best way to go to market and buy fruits and vegetable? One says you can check the hierarchy. Hierarchy means father said it first. So at first I will go to market, buy fruits, come back, give it to father, then again go to market, buy vegetables, and then give to mom. And that's not a good thing to do, right? That's why we introduce the classes. So if we are saying that classes are the collection of object, that is the half definition. We have to say class is a collection object which binds the object with each other. Which binds the object means both the object will work at the same time. Now let's say there is a function. Let's say this is a function. I will write function of fruit. Okay. So it will do something by fruit, and there is another function. Let's say vegetables. Now this function will also do something. Now as they two are the independent objects, so there is no connection between them. That's why we introduce the classes. So for that, what we introduced is classes. So in that way, there was a class, that class of market, because both of the things can be done while you are going to market. You have to go to market for both the case. So why don't you finish this both the task in the one go? Why to go again and again? Now this is what classes and functions are. So one class will collect all the objects and bind them together. Understood now? Now let's come down to objects. So objects are the entities that exist in real world, and they have certain properties. They have certain properties. Now let's talk about one particular thing. So example I will write here, an employee. Okay, let's say I am an employee of Naresh IT. Now, what properties I can have as a employee of Naresh IT? I will be, now tell me, if I am writing an employee of Naresh IT. Now tell me one thing. Will I be having some properties? Okay, as an employee of Naresh IT, not as a Shivam. I'm saying that as an employee of Naresh IT, I will be having some properties, and those properties can be my name in the record of company, that its name, my age will be there recorded, my qualification will be there, right? That what I have done, my experience will be there, that how much experience I am carrying in my previous companies and organizations, and what is my current salary. This is my property now, right? This is my property now. All these are my properties. So that's what I have written in the definition of objects, that objects are the entities that exist in a real world. If you are writing object about something, you cannot write about imaginary things. Something somehow it is existing. It may be or may not be a physical thing. Let's say if I'm talking about myself, I am a physical thing, right? I am a physical thing, but it can be non-physical also, but it will be an object only when it is existing in real world. Let's say I will give an example for non-physical thing, training, or let's say Angular JS. Is it a physical thing, Angular JS? No, it's not. But it is something that existing in real world. So what property it will have? Type. Type means either it will be a library or it will be a framework. So what it is? Framework. Angular is a framework. Very good. And what it will have? Supported language. Supported, or simple I will write SPL. Supported language. Understand it just. So what is the supported language for it? TypeScript. Either JavaScript or TypeScript. So here it is supporting TypeScript. Now, as Angular is not a physical entity, you cannot touch it, you cannot see it, but you can use it. So it is something that is existent in the real world, and it also has certain properties. Now understood objects. What are objects? Is it clear? Okay. Now, when we are talking about objects in JavaScript, so let me go there in the programming. Guys, those who were asking for the recordings, so they are in the chat box now. You can check. YouTube video links are there. You can check those. Now, the thing is, this is JavaScript compiler. Now, what I will do is I will create an object, constant of object, and I will write certain properties to it. Let's say I will write name. Let's say ABC is the name. Then I will pass the age. Let's say age is 10, and mobile number. Let's say I will pass something mobile number I have passed. Now this is an object, right? It is an object or not? Yes, of course, it's an object. Object of means not name I am giving. Let's say constant of student. There is a student. If the age is 10 and the student will be, I think, of fourth or third, fourth class, fourth, fifth class. Let's say there's a student of fourth class and whose name is ABC, age is 10, and mobile number, like parent mobile number is this one. This particular student is an object now, right? It's an object. Okay. Now, if I'm saying that console.log student means I am directly printing the student. This is I'm talking about JavaScript, not TypeScript. So it's printing the student, right? What if I want some particular detail? Let's say I just want to check the age. So I will write student dot age, right? This is what I will write, and it is returning 10. Now, what if I am checking the type of student? So it should return object, right? Type of student means it is an object. Okay. What if I'm trying to check the type of student dot name? Now, what it is supposed to return? If I'm checking the type of student dot name, what it is? Name. String. Name is string, right? But this is not the case with TypeScript. This is not the case with TypeScript. There we will run into some error. Now, beforehand, that will also print the string, but we will run into an error. I'll show you. Now, I think if you have done with JavaScript, this const means you cannot change the value or you cannot add something, right? It is like that. We cannot add anything. Okay. But here, let me write this. Let me write student dot class equals to fourth. Student dot class equals to fourth, and after that what I will do is simply I'll print this particular student. And now you can check that we change the value of const. Yes, we change the value of const, but const means we cannot change its value, right? It is constant, but how we are able to add something to it? Or let's add the student's surname also. So I will write student dot surname equals to, let's say, Kumar, and then run it. So we are actually able to write the values, and directly you can print them. Student dot surname, so it should print Kumar, and it is printing. If I'm checking the type of student dot surname, it should be string. Yes, of course, it's a string without any error. So that's how we work with the object. Now note down a question. Just try to find it. The question is, if we are creating an object with const parameter, how I can change its value, because that's not the definition of const. We generally don't do this thing, right or wrong? Yes. Now let me show you something. So if I'm writing that const num equals to 34, and after that I will print this particular number console.log number, and after that I will say that num equals to 45. Now will it throw an error? Course it will throw error. At first it is printing 34, then it is saying error. Now it is saying that assignment to constant variable, that you cannot add the means change the value of a const. But how we are able to change there, you have to see this. Or let me answer you this. No need, you search it and tell me tomorrow. Okay. Now when we are talking about objects in typescript, they are same. This definition will be same. Once you are talking about object in typescript, how many of you are having first class today? Is anyone having first class? Getting something? Yes. Understanding? Okay. So you can check the previous recordings. If you have some problem, then no issue. Now what we are saying is objects in typescript. Definition is same there also, that objects are the entities. Big int raising error after adding n. Okay. So now let's go to typescript. So I have told you the official website is typescriptlang.org. And who developed TypeScript? Forgot. First day only I told. It was developed by Microsoft. And this is a free and open source programming language which acts as a superset of JavaScript. Superset means it adds the type safety. Now what I will do is same code. Let me go back. This particular same code I will write in my TypeScript. So let me write it. Same code I am writing here, but as surname is not available, so I'll remove it. Type of student. Okay, same thing. That there is a constant of student, name, ABC, age, mobile number, this, that. Run it. So object. Okay. When I'm checking the student dot name, running string, but we are not adding the type safety here. It is the same JavaScript code, because how to add the type safety, yesterday we discussed it, right? Let's say if you want to add a string, so we will write let str colon string, means we have to add this type safety. But here as of now we are not adding the type safety. So for that, let's first add the type safety. So this particular student is a object. So I will write colon object. And the moment I changed this to the TypeScript object, we are getting the error here. We are getting the error. Now TypeScript is saying you something, but it will return. If you are checking the age, there also we will get error. But it will say you the answer that it is a number, but it will show you compile time error. Now this error is saying you what? This error is saying you that property age does not exist on type object. It means that it is saying you that boss object does not have anything as age, but we have. So that's not the case with TypeScript. Here we have to create its interface. What we have to create? Interface. Means the objects in TypeScript are a bit confusing. They will work fine, as now we can check that it's returning the answer. If you are checking student.age, they are saying number. But when you are using them in development, This will be the problem and your complete thing will not be working. Now, what is the actual error here? Or even if let's say I'm saying that just print student dot age, what I will say is just print student dot age. I'll say like this. When I'm trying to print student dot age, it's again error. But once you are running it, answer it is giving for now, but with error. Now, when I'm simply trying to print student dot age, what's the issue? The issue is property is does not exist on type object. It is again saying you the same thing, that this particular property age does not exist here. It does not exist. Like how? We are going good, right? For that, we have to create the type of object. We have to create the type of objects, and for that I will create a interface. What I will create? A interface of student, and then I will declare its value. How I will declare the value? That name will be string. Okay, name will be string, age will be number, and mobile number will be number. And this is what we are expected to do here. But again, we are running into a new issue. Now, this particular student stu, it should take its value from here. So it will not be typecast to object, it will be typecasted to student. And once you are typecasting it to student, now we are getting the error here because this is the stu variable. So I will return stu dot age, and that's how we are good to go with the objects. Okay, I will explain this again. Just check it's working. So yes, 10 we are checking. Now let's check the type of this. So I will write type of student dot age, type of student dot age, and we are not running into any error and it's working fine. But why do we need to create this interface? Cannot we directly cast our student to object? Yes, we can. But if we are casting our objects directly, it means that we are still using the JavaScript object and which does not have any type. Then it's not the TypeScript objects. So for creating TypeScript object, we have to create the interface for each and every object. Interface for each and every object. Now let's say I am not giving the object for mobile number here. Okay, I am not giving the interface for mobile number. Then you can check that we are getting error on mobile number, and it is saying you that object literal may only specify known property and mob does not exist in type, because it is saying you that you are not creating a type for it. Okay, why we change to instead of student? Arey, because both were same, right? That's why. For you might have a confusion. That's why I changed. If both are students, you will have confusion here. So this object name is student, and which is extending this particular interface. What is interface, guys? You studied it or not? Yes. .NET. Who was from .NET? Yesterday there was some from interface. Interface. Python also has interface. Then first, why you said Python student? I'm saying that Python also has interface, just like function. Uh, No, you are seeing it here, then answering. Function them and calling them. Creating instance object. Rajesh Kumar is saying, I think Angular is JavaScript framework. Sir, there are two frameworks. One is Angular and another one is Angular JS. So that Angular JS uses JavaScript and this Angular uses TypeScript. And this is the course for Angular, not Angular JS. Both are different. If it is React, then React and React JS both are same. Let me show you this thing also. Let me clear out this. So once you are going to github.com, and there if you search Angular JS, if you search there Angular JS, so you will see the repository for Angular JS, this one. Just open it and check what it is using. So it is using 98% JavaScript. Once you change it to simple Angular, not Angular JS, so Angular JS, this is particular Angular and which makes use of 87% of TypeScript. So Rajesh Kumar, Angular and Angular JS both are different frameworks. Okay, don't think like that after this. Yes. So now as what is, oh, okay, we were discussing about interface. So interface, how we will best define the interface. So now just see the working of interface here. What interface is doing? What this interface is doing, or what is actually interface? Okay, leave everything. There is two things called UI UX, user interface and user experience. What exactly is that interface? What is the interface? No. See, there is no need of giving fancy answers. If you understand the working of something, then only you can easily answer it. Now, what exactly interface? What if I ask you, what is the interface of WhatsApp? Everybody uses WhatsApp, right? Then what is the interface of WhatsApp, or what is the interface of Snapchat, Instagram, or any social media application? Interface means to which you are interacting. To which you are interacting. Let me show you something. Yes. Dhanush is giving something correct answer, that whatever you see when you open something, that's called interface. But that is the half definition. Complete definition is interface is something which is helping you to interact. Now let's say I am sitting in the class and the class is going on both online and offline mode. For offline people, it is this mic. I'm making use of this mic to interact with you. So this mic is also an interface. And we are using WebEx software to interact with the online peoples. So Web Akash Reddy, I have discussed about framework in the first class. Go and check that video. And that WebEx is working as an interface for online people. So interface is something which helps you to interact. See here also. So interface is this particular interface of student is helping this student object to interact with the compiler efficiently. How? Because in the starting, let me draw a diagram for it, then you will understand. So in the starting, there was a STU object. What was there? A STU object, and which was having name and age. There was name and age. Now let's say this is the program's server, or you can say compiler. Now as we are in TypeScript, so TypeScript generally expect that you will be having a type, right? TypeScript will expect this, that you must have some type. Once this STU is going there, compiler will say, okay, your type is object, understood, you can come inside. But when I'm trying to pass student dot name, then it is saying me that name, you don't have any type. You are inside an object but without any type. but I will not allow you. But as it is a superset of JavaScript, then this name will say, yes, I am from JavaScript. It will allow to work, but with an error that this is not a correct method, but I am allowing you. Let me show you. This is, I am not creating any interface, and this is not extending anything. Simple object it is extending. So once I am returning the type of student, it will return without any error. What it will return? Object. Because yes, I am casting my stu to object. But if you are checking the type of student dot name, it will say you that yes, the type is string, but this is not a right method. This is an error. So once this particular student dot name is going to compiler, compiler will say name, you don't have any type, but I'm expecting some type from you. For now, what we are doing by creating an interface here, so what we are actually doing is we are creating a interface between here, a interface. So whatever value is going through this particular student, this will give a provisional type to everything. Let's say this student is going to compiler. Now everything will go through this. So now this interface will type, means it will provide the type to as student as object. And if you are passing name, then interface will say, oh, you already declared in the starting that name will be string. We are declaring in the interface that name will be string. So this interface will say to the compiler, yes, yes, this is a string. Do it. Then your compiler will say, okay. Because now you have a interface between them. Understood? Understood now? Completely? Okay, very good. Now what I'm trying to do is, let's say here, age I will say as string. Our age can be string or not? No. Just think broader. Our age can be string, right? Let's say, what's your age? 22. Is it not a string? Yes, of course it is a string. The age can be string also, right? Think broader, guys. Now what I'm doing is, to my interface, I am saying that boss age will be string, but I am providing an integer value. Then also it will be a error, because interface is saying you that what you are doing. You said me that age is string, but you are providing a number value. Now once you are checking the type, what it will print, string or number? Because interface knows that age is string but value is integer. Then what it will print, string or number? Number. You know why it is printing number? Again, same logic. Your age will go to interface. Interface will give the error that what you are doing. You said me that you are string, but why you are having a number value? Then age don't have any answer. So this interface will give the same value to compiler that it is a number. So now interface is already not an independent function. It is dependent on the value that you are passing, right? Now I will give you a like very funny example. It is just for your reference purpose. Now let's say I will be your trainer for Angular. Okay. And let's say there is something called, let's say, scope. I taught you something called as a scope, and I totally taught it wrong way, right? I gave some wrong information to you. Generally it won't happen, but let's suppose that I'm giving you some wrong information. As of now, half of people will be searching it somewhere, then they can get it that okay, that particular word was wrong there. But half of the people will go with this knowledge, and they are ready to fight with others that no, this is right. And that's the case with the interface, because you are completely dependent on the data that I am giving you, on the content that I am giving you, except some people's. But same thing is with the interface. So interface is totally dependent on the object. So object will extend the student object. This particular student object is not depend on this interface. No, it doesn't depend on this. It can work without it. Sir, when the notes are uploaded, guys, I think from Monday onwards, the Google Classroom will be created, and after that, I'll upload the notes. I think I am writing everything here, and very in short way I am writing. So notes are not that much needed here. But even though we will upload all the notes, I think from Monday onwards we'll upload. Now the case is this student object is known by that age is string, but we are providing the number values. It is saying that yes, number will go there, not the string. So who is the independent here? Student or student object? STU or student? STU is independent because we are providing the value here, right? Understood? So that is what we talks about objects. Okay. Now let's write something about this. So here I will write that for giving the type to the properties of objects, we make use of interface. What is interface? Just a layer between the object and the compiler. That's it. It is just a layer. It's nothing, just a layer which will add the type safety. Understood? So for giving the type to the properties of object, we make use of interface, and the example is the same code that we have written till now. This one. So first we are creating an interface, and then constant is we are providing these two values. So age I will convert to number, not a string. Guys, don't talk. This is what we are doing. Understood the objects? Sure. Or if you have any doubt, just let me know. Again, I am saying yes, then it will give a string. Don't talk. Okay, let's talk about function also. Then we will upload the same. So now we are going to talk about functions. Don't talk, guys. What is a function? What is a function? No group answers, please. How many times I should say this? Function is a small program which will perform some operation. It is a block level of code. Why we need functions? See, as listen to me, guys, listen to me. Hold on. Whatever we can do by using functions, we can do without using functions also. Right? Can we do or not? Yes, of course we can do, because JavaScript is a scripting language. Okay? Okay. Now I got something. What are the scripting languages? For future purpose and reusable. Yes, that's the right answer. We'll discuss about it. Use of modularity. So if you are from the Java background or C++, C Sharp, or let's say Python also, so there is an entry point of program, right? There's a main function, right? Which is the entry point that, okay, your compiler will start executing from here. That's not the case with JavaScript. You can call any function from anywhere. Okay, you can call any function from anywhere. It's the global thing. Now, why we need functions? So first, let's write the definition that you are saying, and that's the correct. So functions are the block of code which will perform certain operation, which will perform certain operations, which will perform certain operation. But this is again the half definition. Okay, we understood that our function will perform some particular operation, but we can perform same operation without functions also. What's the big deal in that? The big deal is their reusability. Their, let's say, first talk about in JavaScript only. So here what I'm doing is I will create a function of print. There is a print function. Okay. Let me change the name of function. So I will write show. There is a show function. So there's a function as show. Now what I want to do for this particular show function, I will print console.log. At first I will print today is Friday. At first I am printing the day. After that, yes, what happened? Any issue? Okay. After that, what I am saying is I will print the today's 6th December date. Today is 6th December. After that, I will print year. That 2024 is running. 2024 is running. Okay. Now let's run this. Let's call this function show. Okay. So it will print these three things. And yes, it's printing. What if I am not using any function, then printing them? Then also it will print. Then what's the big deal here? The big deal is if you want to print it 3 times consecutively, then you have to do like this. Then only it will print. But once you are binding it inside a function, what you are doing? Now you can call this function many times and it will do the same operation. So the complete definition is functions are the block of code which will perform certain operation. The main advantage is that we can call them multiple time to reuse. We can reuse them. We can reuse them. So let me write something here. So I'll do that functions are the block of code which will perform certain operations. The main advantage of using functions is that we can call them multiple time and reuse them, right? That's the main advantage of them. Now I have a question. Answer it genuinely. Have you developed any dynamic project using functions or not? Yes. If not, then we can develop something, then we will come to other things. Tell me, frankly. Okay, there is one game, tic tac toe. How many of you know tic tac toe? Zero and cross game. So that is tic tac toe. No? Really? Okay. Not an issue. I'll show you. Okay. Let me show you a tic tac toe game that is developed by me only. Like in the trainings only, and I'll show them of some of my students also, but as of now, I'll show you mine only. I forgot the repository, but let me check it. Wait, let me check the repository. You should understand the working of functions first. Then it may ease out the JavaScript also for you. Tic-tac-toe. So this is tic-tac-toe, where what you have to do is one player will write 0, other will write cross, and those who are able to match 3 consecutive zeros, they are the winners. Okay. So let's say 0 cross like that. So here, once after keeping X, it is saying that X wins the game. Okay. So because X has 3 consecutive, so this is tic-tac-toe. Now the question is, this is the easiest topic in JavaScript. How many of you can develop this? Easiest. So before going deep into the functions of TypeScript, shall we develop this using JavaScript? Right? And with that, you can understand. See, I already told you that how you can upload the things to GitHub and create a links. So create your link there and you can enjoy it. Now I will tell you the thing also, that how the flow of work is there in companies. It's not like the local host and all those. So let's go to desktop and I'll create a new folder there as tic-tac-toe first. Tic-tac-toe. Okay. Now let's open VS Code and I'll open that particular folder of tic-tac-toe. Okay. Now this particular application will have index.html file, right? And then it will have style.css file and script.js file. Done. Let's start writing. So the title I will give it as tic-tac-toe. And I will try to make it very simple for you. Very simple. Very simple. Just wherever you are getting some problem, ask that time itself. Okay. Now just have a look at this. What we need to do is, at first we have to display one heading and everything is in center. So simple, I will keep one center tag. Okay. So center tag I'll keep here, and at first there is a heading h1. So I will write tic-tac-toe, and yes, I am just teaching it for the reference purpose so that you can check how we will reuse the functions. Okay, how we will reuse the functions. So we will make use of JavaScript functions. Hope that you will not have any problem in JavaScript after that. Okay, and you can add this project in your resume after developing, as it is a dynamic application from client side. So tic-tac-toe is there. For now, let me link my CSS file. Okay, linking is done. Now what I will do is, to my body, let's give a background color. So background color of, let's say, this aquamarine I'll give. And now let's check it's working. What we are doing till now. Coming. Tic-tac-toe is coming. The next thing is, what we need to do, we need to create these particular boxes. Now in how many ways you can create them? We can create grid, 3x3 grid. We can create, or else we can create 9 divs, right? We can create flex also. Anything you can use, anything. So for that, there will be a parent div, right? whose class will be container, main container. Or as this is a tic-tac-toe game, so you can write board here, complete board, or any container you can write. I think these things are clear till now. Now what it will have? It will have 9 divs. Okay, 9 divs it will have. Let's create. Now there is a short trick that if I want to create 9 divs at the same time, so I can write like this only. That div multiply 9, so it will create 9 divs for you. Now this particular container is as a class, so I will write dot container. I will display grid or flex. Which one you are comfortable with? Grid? Okay. Not an issue. It's just a design. You can do it by anyone. Now what I will do is for this particular div, just look at here. What I'm doing is there are 9 divs, and for the first div, I will give ID as cell 0. Cell 0 means indexing. I'm giving 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You can give cell 1 or cell 0, whatever. Now let's write some thing for it. So I will write hedge cell 0. Let's give it height and width of 100 pixel. Height as 100 pixel. Width as 100 pixel again. Background color as white. Okay. And simple. So this is what we are getting now. Right? This is what we are getting now. So what I will do is for second div, I will give a ID as cell 1. Just go with the process. We are not doing anything fancy. Just go with the process. Okay. Now this particular cell 0, I will give to cell 1 also. Same property. Right. Same two divs are there because we are not adding any gap between them. So we will add it. So this property will be applicable to cell 2 also. Give color for cell. It is looking nice. So designing you can do. I am just, as this is not the front end class. Okay, just cope up. So cell 8 will be there. 0 to 8, 9 cells, right? Cell 6, cell 7, and then we will have cell 8. Now what I will do is same property I'll give to all the divs. Development process is actually very easy. You just have to cope up. Now what I will do is I'll change them. So it is cell 2, cell 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One is left, right? What happened? Okay, 1 or 2 times. No problem. Cell 8. Okay. Sahil, for everyone I am audible. So what you need to do is you have to check it from your side only. Now what I need to do is let's check the design. Like this they are coming. What if I want them? Now I want them in a 3 by 3 grid. So what I have to do is grid, template, column. What I need to do? Anyone and say it loudly. Yes, you are saying 3.4 FR. Simple 1 FR, 1 FR I have to write, right? Now what it will do? Is it will be working there? Yes, it is working there. There are now what we need to do is attaching the row and column gap. So what we have to write, row gap of let's say 10 pixel and column gap of again 10 pixel. Now this is what we are getting. Now if I want them to come a little, what I need to give? See, as of now, padding. Yeah, padding we can give, but this particular grid is using the entire width. So just reduce grid will use only 40% width. That's it. Okay. Now the case is one thing left, that is called restart button. Right? Restart button is there. You will restart. So after that, just create the restart button. So there will be a button which will restart the game and it will perform an on click function of restart. Okay. It will perform a function of restart. So now let's do one thing. What I will do is I'll embed my script file here, script src equals to script.js. Sir, you can use, why did you do for coming that box to center? Nothing, just displaying the grid and I'm decreasing the width of container to 40%. So it will take 40% from the center. And as I'm using the center tag, so it will come in center. Now, as first function, I will write for restart button. Now my case is whatever is written here, it should, let just give some br tag here. What is br tag? Break tag, line break, space, next line. Now what I want is when I'm clicking on this restart, this particular thing should restart. How you will do it? See, I'm writing the function restart, and once you are restarting, what you need to do is just refresh the window. That's called restart. So how to refresh the window, or how to open something, how to open a new file from your JavaScript? So for that we use window.location. So window.location equals to, just write the file name index.html. That's it, written. Now this is the function for this restart button. Check every time it is refreshing the page. Now you can call this function 1,000 times. It will restart the game. Refreshing the page means everything is lost because we are not saving the values anywhere. Right? Simple. Now that one line function will work 1,000 times. That's called function. Okay. Now this particular button is working. Now what I want is when I'm clicking to this cell, it should change to that hand button. This arrow is not looking good. What we use for that? Guys, let's say this running is, if this running is clickable, it is changing to hand pointer, right? So what we need for that? What you said? Hover. Cursor pointer to all the cells. So cursor will be pointer there. So once you are coming there, changing to cursor. Now my task is when I'm clicking here, it should add something. What it should add? It should add something, either 0 or either X. First is, if I'm clicking everywhere, it should add something. Okay, let's do it. So for that, will be a function, click function. So I will write very long function here, not an issue. For this cell 0, I will write a on click function as on click equals to cell 0 only I will write. On click as cell 0. Now let's write the cell 0 function in script. Don't talk guys. Function cell 0 and the cell 0. Now if cell 0 is called there, what I want is it should add there something. What it should add? So for that, the id is cell 0. I will say that let d equals to document dot get element by id. And what is the id there? Cell 0. So wherever the cell 0 is there, take it and d dot inner html equals to 0. Just write the o there. Okay, it is 0 or o, anything you can write the o there, and it is the function for cell 0. Let's check whether it's working or not. Center we can do, right? Justify the content in center. So what you need to do is, for all these cells, let's display flex and aligning items in center. Aligning items in center. So okay, justify the content in center. What do I am writing? 0. Now let's check whether this particular button is working or not, because it will reload the file, so it will work. So now we can write 0 here. Okay, let's attach the same function to all the cells, but we will change their id. We will change their id. Development process is very easy. So once you are developing something, don't see that it is a big thing. See how you can break down one single thing in multiple components. Okay, is anyone here from Bangalore, online or offline? No one. Okay, so this will perform cell 1, this will perform cell 2, this will perform cell 3. So I'll tell you a throwback story from Bangalore. So I was staying in Bangalore at that time, and one of my friend came to meet me. So I took him to a like restaurant and we ordered a dosa there. So that was a very big dosa in size, Bahubali dosa that time. So he said, "Are how you will eat it?" I said, "Are you planning to eat it in one bite?" No, obviously. Eat it bite by bite. So that's how we do these things. We don't say that you have to eat it in the one game. Break down everything in smaller component. Okay. So now what I will do is I will attach the same function to 8 times. For content will be same. This is cell 0, cell 1, and here id will be cell 1. That's it. Here id will be function will be cell 2 for cell 2 id 3. This is the hardest way of writing function. We don't write functions like this. We will pass the argument and one function is enough. Okay, one function is enough. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and 7, 7. And let's attach it for 8 also. This is for 8 and 8. Let's check whether they are working or not. So all these cells are working and restart button is also working. Now our case is, if 1 is 0, next one we should write x, right? If 0 is already written there, we should write x. So for that, what I will do is I will declare one variable at the top, that who is the current player. So I will say that let player equals to O. Means we are saying that our current player is O. Current player is O. This is capital O. Now for every function, before writing this value, I will check something. What I will check? That who is the current player now. So I will check that if CP or a player, if player is equals to 0, means 0 is the current player. Okay. So if 0 is the current player, what we need to do? D dot inner HTML equals to. Now if the current player is O, so O should write. So here O will be written and player will be changed to, if O is written, now who is the player? X. O is already written. Who is the player now? X. So player is equals to X. And what will be the else condition? This was a condition when player was 0. Then else condition will be player is X. So here you write the X and here you write the O. And now this is the if else condition. So what you need to do is attach all these if else condition to all the functions, right? So what I will do is I will attach all these condition to all the players. Hold on guys, just let me copy paste it. Now condition I am writing only one time and using it everywhere. Simple. Now let's check. Let's say first one is 0. So which will be next one? But again it is saying 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 everywhere. Now we have already attached the function, right? Then what is the issue now? Yes, what is the issue? Everywhere what we are getting is 0, 0, 0. Means it is not typing X anywhere. Not an issue. Just go back to the code and look at here, cell 0. First function you just check. Player is equals to X. Player X also give global scope. No, not an issue. Else block inner HTML equals to X. Okay. This one we need to change. But we already changed it, right? Now, if the player is 0, then print 0 and change the player to X. Or else player is X, then print X and change the player to 0. So this was a condition mismatch. Wait. So let's first check it for the first 3 cells only. So 0, X. It is printing now. So I will give the same property to all other functions. Done. Now let's check 0, X, 0, X, 0, X, 0, X, and 0. It's working fine. Simple thing. It's working fine. Now what we need to do? We just need to check who is the winner. We just need to check who is the winner. Now winning alert message. We will not give alert message. We will display here that yes, it is the winner. Now what we need to do? We have to check the winning function. Now how we will check? So let me show it. So there are 9 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Output tag. Arey bhai. So they have indexing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. How many winning conditions are there? If some player has 0, 1, 2. If any player is have 0, 1, 2 here. So 0, 1, 2 is a winning condition. Means if all three are there. Right? Understood? Understood this particular thing or not? If 0, 1, 2, let's say you have XXX here or 0, 0, 0, it's a winning condition. Means that 0, 1, 2 is a winning condition. 3, 4, 5 is a winning condition. 6, 7, 8 is a winning condition. 0, 3, 6 is a winning condition. 1, 4, 7 is a winning condition. 2, 5, 8 is a winning condition. 0, 4, 8 is a winning condition. And 2, 4, 6 is a winning. There are 8 winning possibilities out of this game. Arshad Mohammed, 11 possibilities are not there. 8 possibilities are there only for 3x3 game. Now, just define it. Now, what I am doing is for this particular cell 0, I will write the thing here. Okay. We have written the player. After that, let's say who will be the current player. Means who will be the winner. Who will be the winner? Or as we don't have time now, we'll complete this particular app tomorrow. Okay. Till then, you just try to write it till now. That how to make use of functions. Okay. If you have any questions, you can let me know. And YouTube videos are there, guys. Admin has dropped the message in the group. You can check the previous classes. Any questions from your side? Yes, guys. Any questions? If player is equals to X, yeah, we will try to do it. Don't worry. One show CSS file.